Hi, welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. So happy to welcome Crossover Academy this morning, and it's a very interesting story. First of all, the founder, Daryl Owens Jr. Good morning, Daryl.
Good morning to you.
Daryl, we've had you on before, but it's been a while, so some folks might not be familiar with Crossover. Tell us a little bit about it.
Crossover is simply, we are a school that does homeschool education. My wife and I, we've always homeschooled our kids, and once I decided to, and I should say, once I felt led to start a school, we wanted to offer something to the community that we were able to offer to our children. So homeschool education gives us a lot of flexibility to meet the needs of our kids. So we structured it as a homeschool. So again, Crossover Academy is simply a school that is structured as a homeschool. And we home educate every student that enrolls.
Within a building?
Within a building, yes, on the southeast side of Canton at the Martin Center.
Mm-hmm. And what is so cool is that the old Martin School. So you're actually in a school building.
Yes.
Tell us how that works, that you've got classrooms and everything.
Yeah, classrooms, a cafeteria space, a game room, a gym. Third Street Church has allowed for us to occupy space in the Martin Center. So we're very appreciative of their generosity and them allowing for us to be there. But yeah, initially, it functioned as a school, so it was just an easy transition for us to be in there.
Now, are girls involved yet, or is it still focusing on boys?
Girls are involved. So I believe the last time we talked, we had talked about it being an all-boys academy.
Correct.
But at that point in time, I had two daughters. And I had met a parent, which is actually Anton's mother, and I had talked to her about the school, about Anton, and she was interested in it for her daughter also. But that situation kept coming about. So then I'm looking at my son, and then I'm looking at my two daughters at that point in time, and it's like, well, I want to be able to offer that to my kids, my daughters also. So at that point in time, it was just a good fit to where we open it up for girls and boys.
The nice thing about homeschooling is you really can pursue the interests of the student. It's like, what would you like to work on today? How do you do that when you've got so many students?
So we have I would say a general curriculum that we offer for everybody. And we approach it as such to where we're teaching everybody. And then with each student, they all have their own interests. God has called everybody to do something specific for them. So we cater it to that. So we keep it broad initially, but as I get to know the kids, as they get familiar with me, we tailor it to each individual.
And this is Christian-based homeschooling?
Yes. Yes.
We're privileged to have with us Anton Brown, who is a recent graduate. Anton, tell us a little bit about your experience at Crossover.
Well, my sophomore year and my freshman year, I went to McKinley. And then my junior and my senior year, I went to Crossover. It's been excellent. I mean, you get to build confidence, discipline, everything around matureness you get to see, and basically everything.
Was it your idea or a parent's idea?
It was a parent's idea. I didn't want to go to that school at first, and then once I like blend in and everything, once everything gets settled down, once I get used to it, it started like.
Big difference from McKinley, where there's a lot of students, to Crossover, where how many students?
We have roughly 30 students.
So like being in one class, and that's the whole school.
Yeah.
How did you make that transition?
I mean, like, I miss my friends from McKinley.
Yeah.
And, I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to lead you to some trouble, especially with people that you hang around with. So, basically, like, the people that you, like, with every day, just only positive people that you with every day, you're going to end up like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to, when a person realizes, ooh, if I keep hanging around the people I'm hanging around, I could end up a way I don't want to end up. But to change that and to have an entirely new group of friends, that can be hard to do.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
just stick with the flow. I was like, oh my gosh, I get to see these people every day, and they become actually good people, and the people that I like really need to hang around with. They'll get me in a better future.
Yeah, I think for Anton, I think he's always been a good kid. I've known Anton since fifth grade, maybe around fifth grade, and he's always been a good kid. But I think it's natural for a student to, when you're around certain people, you find yourself becoming like them. So the day I seen his mother, I seen her at Giant Eagle, and we were talking, and she was talking about how him and his sister were just kind of getting off track. So when he did first start to attend crossover, it was definitely a big adjustment for him. But the culture in the school, I would say, is we're like family. So not only do I see the kids throughout the day, but after school hours, they're going home with me. We're going out to eat. We're doing all types of things. Yeah. So you have them coming from an environment to where they are around their friends to this new, smaller environment. But I think it helps them to transition when we are spending time like a family, to where it's not just an academic thing, but you also have that social aspect.
Yeah, you don't really see like kids going out with the teacher, spend time with them and everything. Like basically, acting like a family.
Yeah, that's made a big difference, huh?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, you walk in a room, you light it up. You've got the most engaging smile.
Thank you.
And can't imagine you being any other way. So you've got some big plans now, right?
Yes.
First of all, congratulations on graduating. That's awesome. So what's next for Anton?
My future, like I want to start my own business, my own clothing business.
Nice.
Right now, I want to like go to college. I don't know what type of university I'll go to. I just know I want to start my own business.
Awesome. And you've got further education on the sites. Very awesome. Do you think, if had it not been for Crossover Academy, that you'd be thinking about more school, or do you think you always would have done that?
Without Crossover, I wouldn't think about starting my own business. I would still hang with my friends, still doing the bad stuff I used to do with my friends. Yeah. Basically.
Wow, clothing. That's very interesting. Where did that idea come from? How long?
Because I started I like fashion. I like fashion since I was in high school.
Cool.
Yeah, and my mom my mom bought me all types of clothes, but it wasn't like the stuff I wanted. It just for her to like for real, bro.
Yeah, moms are like that.
That she liked. Yeah. So. So basically, when I worked in Crossover, I worked in Crossover, but when I was in Crossover, Daryl hooked me up with this summer job. So basically, it was my first job. So basically, I got my own money. So I bought clothing, my own clothing. So I was like, oh, this is nice. So I'm gonna try to start my own business. I want to try that. Yeah.
Very cool. Daryl, how important is that to be able to just give young people who are in school the idea of going to work every day and just having a job and your own income and the good self-supportive feeling that feels like?
Definitely. I think one of the main things that we try to stress is we want the kids to feel liberated once they get out of Crossover. A lot of times kids graduate, get into the real world, and they struggle to transition just because they're so used to their parents doing it for them, kind of being told what to do, so on and so forth. So what I try to do, definitely. What I try to do is position them to where we're having those conversations prior to graduation, and once they graduate, the goal is for them to be able to go out into the real world and not just get a job, but I would love to see everybody be able to create opportunities for themselves and start their own businesses. Not that they have to, but it's definitely a great option.
Well, one great way to be secure in employment is to own your own business.
Yeah.
You will always work there.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's very bright and very smart to take that road. Good for you.
Thank you.
I'm excited for you. Okay, one of the most fun stories I've read in the repository in forever maybe is the story of a young man who was going to enroll at Stark State College, And the surprise being, he walks in with his dad, and of course, Stark State assumes the dad is there to sign up for some classes. And no, it's the 9-year-old, and I love that he says, "Yeah, but I'm almost 10." So, oh, okay then, come on in. So, Daryl Elijah Owens, Daryl's son here, we're talking about you. How excited were you to walk in those doors knowing that you were going to pull the biggest surprise on that admissions officer? Was that just a fun joke that you had in the back of your head forever?
Yes.
Yes. Tell me about what was it like going in and talking to her? What was her reaction?
At first she was surprised, and she felt as soon as she walked out and she said what she said, it felt like she wasn't supportive of me being in the class.
Oh.
But when we actually went to sit down and her show me how the class works, how the online course works, she actually seemed super nice, and she was excited for me to be in that. Mm-hmm. And after the meeting, she was trying to show me to the what was it called?
The department head.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And she was trying to show me, but she had left Stark State, and we tried to set it up another meeting, but
she came around. She's excited that you're going to be a student now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want to study there? What's the online course that you're going to take?
Right now it's College and Career Success, and then in the fall I'm going to be taking Speech and History 1.
Oh, good. College and Career Success, you're taking that right now in the summer?
Mm-hmm.
What's it like? You're a college student. How old are you? Are you 10 now?
Mm-hmm.
You're a 10-year-old college student, Daryl Elijah. Tell me what that's like.
It's fun but hard.
Fun but hard. Well, yeah, there's college in a nutshell. Tell me a little bit about what kinds of things you're studying for college and success. Does that first course sounds like it prepares you basically for everything?
Mm-hmm. It's basically just teaching us, like what you said, to know what college is like, and basically not just about college but life period.
Oh,
just
how
showing
good.
you like how life works, what it's like in the real world, and what you need to actually do to college to live and survive in the world.
Real world's good. It's good. It's a good place, and you will be prepared, totally ready for it. So do you have times of day? How much discipline does it take for a 10-year-old boy to come in from playing ball and decide to sit down and do college work? My goodness. Do you have a time of day that you say, okay, now it's time to do work?
It's just, well, sometimes yes, because it's like everything's due once a week. So sometimes, or I do it earlier in the week, and then I actually turn it in late, which I don't need to be doing.
Yeah.
But so when I do start to turn it in late, I get it in time, but that's the day that I have to sit down, get ready, because that whole day it's just like you have to sit down, do this work, or else it's deadline day, right?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Same here. I know when there's something due and it's that date and I have to sit myself down and say, there's no way around it. It's due today. So, yeah, I know where you are. Boy, I knew this was going to go so fast. We have to take a break already. Can't wait to talk to you more. I'm full of questions right now. So we're going to take a short break. Stay with us. You're listening to Our Community.